No, it is.
I got a husband like that too.
All right.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, well, we welcome y'all here today. This is, I think in our first or second year of camp, we had a young man come and talk to us, and it was so interesting. We had so much information. I want to tell you a little bit about Sonny, and hey, come on in. And have you, oh, got a full house. Come on in. Sonny has been working at the bridge. She comes in interns, and she's there at least once a week. Sometimes we call her to come in and sub too. She's an adult with autism. She is a self-advocate, and she is a young lady that has not let her diagnosis get in the way of her life. And so I just wanted her to be able, she's going to come up and share a little bit with you all, just about her and her life and who she is. So we're going to let her have that uninterrupted. And then we're going to open the floor for questions. And I'll kind of moderate the questions. So if you'll direct your questions, I'll call on you and we'll let Sonny answer them. And Sonny's mom is also here. So if there are questions that Sonny's mom could answer better than Sonny, then she's willing to answer questions too. So Sonny, come on up and we welcome you. She's been working at camp. This is her second week here, and she's been working at Spectrum camps too. So she's had a very busy summer.
Hello everyone. Thank you for inviting me to speak today. My name is Sonny Donnellan. I'm a counselor at Soupe. I have also worked at the Bridge of Georgia and Spectrum camps and clubs. I love working with the children and have learned a lot from them. I am 20 years old and have a passion for making different YouTube videos about life topics on my YouTube channel. I am an autistic self-advocate and want to break down stereotypes of those on the autism spectrum and bring hope to families affected by autism spectrum disorder, as well as give families ideas for how to enrich their lives with possibilities. It is called a spectrum because it encompasses a wide variety of patterns, behaviors, and habits. Autism self-advocacy is pleading the case of oneself as an autistic person, standing up for one's own rights. I was born in 1996 and was diagnosed with autism at the age of 3 and PDD-NOS, pervasive developmental disorder, not otherwise specified. I was almost 100% echolalia, meaning I would repeat what others said. After watching cartoons one day, I said, "Hello, Uncle Donald," over and over again all afternoon. I couldn't make eye contact or point to what I wanted. I also used to stand and flap my hands and walk on my tiptoes. I finally developed my own language at the age of 4 when I was so angry at a teacher at pre-K that I hated that I told my mom exactly what I wanted to do to him. It was still derived in reference from some movies and cartoons, but at least I was still able to put it into my own words. For instance, in The Wizard of Oz, the main character, Dorothy, melts the Wicked Witch of the West with water. I was homeschooled until 9th grade. We had our terrible days, but it was well worth it. I learned through conversations about many different things. I couldn't read until I was 13 years old. That came to me the following year. I read the Odyssey and Les Miserables when I was 13 or 14 years old. I graduated from Georgia Cyber Academy, an online school, in the year 2015. I had a 504 plan, which gave me more time on tests. While high school was difficult, especially when I was doing schoolwork and studying hard for 12 hours a day in the 9th and 11th grade and all the stress I endured, I graduated with a diploma and a GPA of 3.19. Girl, rock! After high school, I felt very lonely and bored and almost had no friends, almost had nothing to do. I met this guy named Eren Niederhoffer on a Autism Spectrum panel in the spring of 2015. He inspired me to grow and develop more. After that, I knew I could reach out to my community, try new things, and also make a difference. It wasn't until then that my life changed forever. I wasn't going to sit there in my parents' basement and watch YouTube videos anymore. No, I wanted more out of life. And that desire to have more out of life was what allowed me to start taking the steps to change my life, as well as accepting good advice from others. What I wish people would understand about those of us on the autism spectrum is that just because we do not respond to your questions the way you would expect us to doesn't mean we're not listening or paying attention. We just learn a different way. And if we have trouble speaking or saying what we want, we just need you to listen and give us time. We are trying to communicate, but sometimes communication is difficult or stressful. It may take a different way of explaining the same situation to make sense to different people. Please be patient and we will do our best to respond and show that we understand what you are saying. Another thing I want neurotypical people to know is that our meltdowns are caused by overstimulation. Basically, too much going on in the mind to handle all at once. For example, sometimes it gets too loud for me and I have to walk away for a while and calm down. I wish the bullying that autistic children endure would stop. It is hard enough when people do not want to invest in stopping bullying because bullies prey on those who stand out. I also dream that one day schools and public places would be more accommodating to people on the spectrum by providing more time on tests, making sensory rooms available for those with sensory issues, and teachers and professionals become more willing to understand and interact with autistic individuals. I also believe that the public transportation system, MARTA, should be expanded, making it easier for us to get certain places better, faster, and more efficiently. And lastly, I dream that all teachers of public and private schools would accept different forms of communications, such as sign language and rapid prompting method, RPM rather than speech only. Honestly, who knew that there were so many different ways to communicate rather than moving your lips and saying something? There are some challenges I have overcome though. As an autistic person, I have learned so much. I have better social skills, better grooming, better hygiene, better eye contact, better manners. I have also learned better grooming and hygiene, diet and exercise, really. Nutrition is also important, especially for those of us on the spectrum because it helps boost self-confidence, self-esteem, and a balance in mood in our mind and our body. As a woman on the spectrum, I'm not ashamed to be all hot and sweaty. Don't let anyone tell you that workout and exercise is not for women. If it's a guy saying that, he's probably jealous that you're more fit than him. I have also learned that as a self-advocate, talking about religion and politics is not good to discuss in the workplace. Also, tact. I learned that while honesty is important, sometimes you can't say what you're really thinking because you might upset the other person. As an adult on the spectrum, I had to learn what to avoid in conversations and what to do in conversations. Making eye contact, listening, and watching social and facial cues. It took years to get to where I am today. That's right, folks, we all have to start somewhere. We're not born capable, we become capable over time. So do not say impossible. That word has been used for ages to describe things that became possible.